Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to make this pretty cool planter box. It's super simple. Here's just a little bit more of it you can see there, but all I used was a jigsaw and a drill. So I'm going to show you guys in this video the simple steps of how to get it done, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get into it. So the first step is simple. You're just going to sand and paint the boards. And for context, I got 3 1x6 boards and then 2 1x2 boards, so they're all the same width, and that's all I needed for this build. And step number 2, you're going to cut the wood. And I'm adding in here the dimensions so you can follow how I built mine. Now we're going to get to the fun part, which is the cutting. And it'd be a lot easier if you have clamps. I did not have that luxury, so I'm using a rafter square here. But it still got the job done. You can see my hands are shaking a little bit. But end of the day, for a jigsaw, the cut worked pretty well and it was as clean as I wanted it. Now we're going to move on to step number 3, which is going to be building this short side of the box, which is in the circle here. And here's an image of what we're going to be building, and obviously we're going to need 2 of these for both sides. And then these are the dimensions of the wood that we're going to use to build these parts. Next, you're going to want to line up these pieces of wood here, and it's really important that you align them so they're flush on both sides so that they're both completely smooth. And I do recommend that you use a drill bit, and this is going to help not only line up the screw when you put it in, but it's also going to prevent the wood from being split. And once that's done, you're just going to drill in the screw here. And as I mentioned earlier, you've got to make sure that these 2 pieces of wood are very snug against each other and that there's no gaps in between them. Luckily, they're the same width, so it shouldn't be that hard, but really make sure that they're squeezed right against each other. And from there, you're just going to repeat this process 4 times on every single leg. So every single leg is going to have 4 screws attached to a panel. And then I put about a 1-inch gap, as you can see here, between the top and bottom panel. You can make that gap as big or small as you want it. It's going to have to be the same all around. And last reminder, please just make sure whenever you're screwing in that you keep a nice firm hand on both pieces of wood to make sure that there's no gap and that it's a very smooth transition between both pieces of wood. And here are just a couple other shots of me doing the exact same thing on the other side. So basically I'm attaching the other leg to these panels. Like I said, same process, do the drill bit and then do the screw. And if you can achieve this, then you can really just do the rest of this box because it's really just repeating this step over and over. So here's the first panel. I did it again, the identical steps. So here's the 2 side panels, as you can see. And this is the box that I'm planning on putting inside the garden bed. For step number 4, we're going to be attaching the long arms to the legs of the box. And these long arms are the 27-inch long ones. So like I said, we're gonna be attaching that to the 16-inch legs of the box. And here's how you line it up. So basically, like I said, the long arms are gonna be going into the side of the legs there. And apologies, I don't have the best angle here, but after I drill it in, you'll be able to get a better look at this. Now you can see what it looks like. It's just 1 screw in, so it's not the most level yet, but as you can see, I basically just attached that long arm into the leg of the box. And then this is what it should look like when you have all 4 panels attached to one of the sides. And the last step here is just me putting that final side onto the final 4 panels. And then here's the shot of me drilling in the last screw to attach all of the arms to the legs. And after you do that, you really should have all 4 sides of your box complete. So all the hard stuff is done. So if you're following my instructions, this should be what your box should look like right now. And here's just like a full 360 of the box in case you need to look at any of the sides and make sure that you have the screws in the right spot. Here's where things stand now. The shell is pretty much done. The last part here is really just kind of filling in like the bottom part here. So I think what I'm gonna do is put one of these, or I guess on each side of these, so on the right hand side and the left hand side, drill these in here, and then across the bottom, unfortunately I don't have a whole lot of wood left. This is what I'm working with. So what I think I'm gonna do is basically put this in the middle. So I'll need to cut maybe 1 inch off of this so that I can actually fit down there, and then attach at the both ends here, and then probably just cut, I think I only have room for, or enough wood for 2 pieces here. So basically what it's gonna look like, hopefully, is one here and then like a similar one like over on this side, and I should be able to put the bucket in there. Now I have the box flipped on its backside just to show you guys what I'm going to do here. So basically on each of the long sides, I'm going to put these skinny boards here, and then that should give us a little bit of a lip on the backside here to put the other planks down. So I'm going to do this on this side, put this one also over here. So I'll go ahead and screw those in now, and then we'll flip it over and show you what it looks like. Make sure when you're doing this that it's flush here so that they're completely lined up on the side. All right, so we got both sides screwed in now. So now if you flip it over, you're gonna be able to see what we have here. So now we have ledges that we can then use for these extra boards here that we can set inside to kind of give it a little bit of support on the bottom there. Here we have the bottom, and this is probably going to be the last step here. So you can see I'm just going to put the 2 wider boards on the side here and then line this one up in the middle, and then I'm going to put the box on top of these 3. I have these base boards all nailed in here, so everything's pretty much done now. I'm just going to clean it up a little bit, finish up the paint job, and then I'm going to put the bucket inside. So now just to give you an overview of the finished product, in case this helps, just to make sure that you can see all the different cuts and everything that I screwed in. Just gonna do a quick little walkthrough to show you guys what it looks like. And one thing that I'll add for the bottom is I already had a box, which is why I only put 3 panels across the bottom. But if you don't have a box, you could just fill this out completely with panels and then just put some sort of like mesh and then put the soil directly on that. So that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions, or even if you have some like suggestions on how I can improve my woodworking skills. Always open to critique or improvement, but also let me know if you want me to try building anything else. Like, I'm always open to ideas. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.